Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. So welcome to Multidots YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss about AI prompting, which is the better way for AI prompting for the developers and how to get better code or how to meet our expectations, right? So write better prompts, get better code, AI prompting guide for the developers. So this is the topic title. Let me share the introduction of me. I am Ronak Ganatra. I am working as a senior WordPress engineer at Multidots and I have 7+ years of experience. So what we're going to cover is like why this matters, what is the bad prompt, what is the good prompts, what are the formulas for prompting, prompt structure template, WordPress prompt comparisons. We will see some live demo and what is the difference between good prompts and bad prompts, some tips for better prompts and some final takeaways. Okay, so let's start. So why this matter? So most of the time, what I was doing is like when I was saying like going to command to AI, like give me this code or give me this code. Sometimes I was not getting the output which I wanted, or it was not meeting my expectations. I searched a lot about it and I researched like what is the good way to ask a good code for the AI. Then I like get to know about prompt engineering and I studied it and I found out like there are difference between like how I was giving command to AI and how prompt engineering works. So I have discovered it and today I am sharing with you. Okay. So why this matters? So as I mentioned, like AI is powerful, but only good as your input. So it depends on us, like how we want to get our code, how we can guide AI to meet our expectations, right? So more vague prompt, more vague solutions will be there. So we will need to learn how to give exactly which commands, how to give commands to AI, so that we can get better details or better output, right? In terms of like code or any other things as well. So this will not apply only for code, but it will apply for the other things as well, whatever we ask for the AI. But today we are going to cover the examples about the code, as my role is developer. So mostly I am doing the details about like coding styles, right? Here there is a example like which is bad prompt and which is good prompt. So here we can see this is bad prompt. Fix this code. We can just give the AI a tool like the code snippet and we can say fix this code, but we didn't said the details like what we need to achieve, what we are doing. So AI will give the answer but not as expected, as good as we expected, right? And here is the example of good prompt. So like we can say I am working on a WordPress plugin that creates a custom admin menu. The menu isn't showing and here is the code. Can you debug it and explain why? So if you see, this is I have given like I am working on a WordPress plugin, so I have given the background of my task. I have said that issue or details which I want to achieve, so the menu isn't showing. I have provided the code and I have asked like you can debug and you can give me the you can explain me why this happens, right? So if you see, this is the clear, contextual, and constraint prompt. So let's see, like this example, like how this is like working, like what is the bad output and what is the good output. Let me just share. Okay. Okay. So here, if you see, here is the first bad prompt which I gave. Instead of the bad prompt, we can say this is not as perfect prompt, and the other where I added like better prompt, right? So let me just share. So here I have just mentioned fix this code, and here I have said like my code snippets. Right, so here what AI has answered is your code is mostly correct for adding custom menu, but it could benefit from an improvement. It suggested some improvement, but it didn't able to find the issue. While in the improvement, the AI said like the details, like this is the issue, right? The callback function was missing, but here it didn't mention that the callback function missing. Here it didn't answered me proper what is the issue, or they just suggested the function and naming output function but didn't added me any like details like why this issue occurred or what was the issue, right? Here let me share one more screen. So here I have provided a good prompt, right? I have said all the details like I am building a WordPress plugin and trying to add custom menu, add custom solution. So here, if you can see, I can see the code like admin menu and all the code which I have added. Here you can see that this is the correct and complete version. Here, what AI did is like here, if you see, there is like and the code difference you can see like this is the code. It did good, like here it was the different code, right? This was not correct. It is correct, but it is not good. This is more good. I will show one more prompt with that. It will be improved as well with based on my coding standard, based on my expectation. So we will see in further slides as well. So here it is, it explained the issues as well, like common issues explained. Here it mentioned like callback function not depend. So this was the correct, right? It clearly mentioned that the callback function is not missing, and this is why this issue occurred. Or they also added like some other possibilities of the issues, and they suggested you can do this to if you still face any issue, and also it given some optional enhancement, right? So this is how it will work, like bad prompt and good prompt. Let me just again go to my slides. Okay, this is the prompt engineering formula which I am going to share today, is like how to give the prompt, right? So context, we need to give the context as well. We should give the clarity as well, and we should give constraint as well. What it means, like background info that AI needs, like we did it right in the past previous slide. What I was building, so I was building a WordPress plugin. So this is like a example, like I am building a WooCommerce plugin. Clarity, specific goal or problem. So what we need, I need a shortcode for product display. So this is for one another example. Or in the previous, if we say, we can say I am facing the issue of like admin menu is not showing, and the constraint like tech version output format. So we can define some rules as well, like it should work in a WordPress version, it should not have any external libraries. So this type of constraint we can give as well to AI so that it can bound in the rules. Okay, let's see. So this is the prompt structure template. So what do you want AI to do? What are you building or solving, and the version, tools or restriction, format, etc. So this is one example prompt. So I need a WordPress Gutenberg blog that outputs a product slider using slick.js and enqueue scripts properly. So I have added some construct like enqueue scripts properly, use WordPress 6.4 plus functions, and use jQuery. So we can like the more details which we provided in the prompt, it will give the more detailed answer. So let me share the some of the comparison like in the WordPress. So for example, this we did like menu bug fix prompt we see before previous slides. And here one more, make a shortcode for contact form. So this is the not better prompt, but what if we want a perfect solution in one prompt and we do not want to play more with AI? So we can give the more instruction in the first prompt only, right? Write a shortcode that renders a name, email, message, form. So here we have said which fields we want, like we want name, we want email, we want message. We also said like we need to use post for method. If we want, we can also suggest that it should have a validation using server side or using client side, and this way we can create more detailed prompt, right? So this will reduce our burden, it will reduce our continuous prompting and getting the code changes. It will like less back and forth. Let me just share one more example of prompting. So let me just, yes, so as I mentioned this details, let us see some more examples regarding how I work, or we can say how I have trained my AI. So for example, I am sharing one ChatGPT screen here, and I am like giving, I will share the other details as well after this code, after this test. So we can see like comparison between good and bad prompt as well. So you can use here, I have added that command. Assume you are a WordPress developer with 5 years of experience. Your duty is to generate code based on the task title. So here I have given the AI's basic prompt about development, and I have given the details like you need to generate code. I will give you the task details, right? So this is perfect. My this chat will be like worked based on this. Now, what I did, like I have given the task, like generate a WordPress code which should get the data from third-party API and insert it into WordPress custom post type news. So let us see what we are getting. So here I am getting the complete code, like here I am getting function, register post type. Here I am getting all the details like added news, etc. Here we can see there is the page data details, as I haven't said any API details, but so it given it took some reference or example API URL. Here it mentioned like WP remit get, and all the code is done. Here it added the WP query and updated the code. This is working fine, right? So it mentioned all the code, but what I follow in my projects, I follow having a WordPress VIP coding standard, a PHP coding standard proper. I want also secure code. I want performance optimized code. So in other chat, I have mentioned like you are a knowledgeable WordPress developer with extensive experience in creating custom themes and plugins, optimizing site performance, ensuring security based practices and followed. The code should be structured with clear, it should be using proper PHP CS coding standards. So I have mentioned like which PHP CS rules it should apply, like WordPress VIP minimum, WordPress VIP go, and like you can use WordPress VIP suggested function wherever needed. Also use proper code documentation, right? Be cautious not to use deprecated functions and ensure compatibility and popular plugins. So avoid hard coding values and instead use theme options for customization. So here this is how I customized my chat or like this AI. So here it mentioned like got it, and let me, I have used the same command like generate WordPress code which should get data from third party API and insert into WordPress custom post type news. This is the same command which I have passed in the other chat, right? Now see what difference we are getting. So see, we are getting the code documentation, right? Commenting, proper commenting. Like in, if you see in the previous chat, we are not getting any commenting, any proper documentation here. If you see, as I mentioned, like we need to use like proper coding standard or PHP CS coding standard of WordPress VIP. So if you see here, it mentioned like before it was like the title was directly added like news. Here it used the proper translation functions, like this is the news. Here it used underscore underscore and text domain functionality. So this is, we can see like standardized code and the more generic code. Create theme options. So as we mentioned, like we do not want to hard code anything. So here it mentioned like a proper theme options for the API, so that we can change API anytime using the WordPress admin. Okay, here if you see it added the prefix as well, like rg underscore wherever needed. It didn't like we didn't mention it, but based on the here it didn't added any like new function prefix, right? So this is the difference between prompts. Here you can see like all the details are well accurate, and here you can see like different like escaping functions used as well. Is WP error used properly? Everywhere the conditions is added properly, type is checked, is set is checked. So all the W sanitized text field, WP cases post. So all the details we can see is well optimized, structured, and well documented. So this is how the prompting technique works, right? And it provided this details and more details, like we can other details as well. If you want any, if you want to give any API URL here, you can mention it as well. If you want to any things to mention, like you can mention the project name or prefix as well, so it will use same prefix every time. So this is how you can build different chats based on the projects and it will work, right? If you are developing themes, then you can guide the chat that you are developing a theme, you are developing a function short code, or you are developing a plugin. So based on it, it will act. Some of the tips for the better like better prompts. So think like you are explaining to a junior developer, right? So as it is ultimately it is a robot, so we need to explain more like what task we need to give, right? And specific instruction. So give a code snippets when possible, right? You can, if you are expecting AI to fix your code, so you need to give your code snippets, right? Existing code snippet. Ask for step by step explanation. So if you want any explanation, then you can ask the explanation, or you can specify give code only, like in the WordPress coding, and you want to just only give code, so you can mention give code only, so it will not explain anything. If you are trying something new which you also need to explain, you need the understanding, then you can say explain each step. You can mention details what are needed. And here some like takeaways which we get today, like better prompts is equal to better outputs. Use context, clarity, and constraints. Experiment and iterate. AI improves with feedback, right? So whatever the you will explain to ChatGPT, it will improve your chat or the output. More details is equal to better AI output. There are many courses available as well for prompt engineering, or some videos are available on other YouTubes as well. So you can refer if needed to go into the deep. And yes, that's it from my side today. If you have any questions, you can post in the this YouTube channel, and I will try to answer most of it. Uh, Thank you. Bye bye.